Hello students, and welcome to our course on citations. Why do I have to cite my work? Oh, I need to cite my work so that I am not accused of plagiarism. I give credit to original thoughts and words to the correct person. What is plagiarism? Plagiarism is a noun, and it is the practice of taking someone else's work or ideas and passing them off as one's own. Synonyms: copying, infringement of copyright, privacy, theft, stealing, cribbing. It's very important that we do not plagiarize other people's work. Why, you ask? Well, let me show you what the ramifications are if you're in college. This is actually from Cal State Long Beach, and let's read this together. Cheating and plagiarism. Depending on the circumstances, penalties may include a 0 score on the involved assignment exam, an F for the course, and/or referral to the Office of Judicial Affairs. In some cases, the Office of Judicial Affairs may impose possible probation, suspension, and/or expulsion from the college. What can I do so that I do not plagiarize someone else's work? Well, I can restate in my own words, or I can add a citation. Plagiarism happens when I take someone else's exact words and make it seem like they are my own. If I restate, I need to restate well. I cannot just change 1 or 2 words. I need to make sure that it sounds like it is my own thought from something I have read and gathered information from. To help me with this, I went to Purdue Al. You will see Purdue Al at the bottom of this resource, and we actually will be talking about Purdue Al quite a bit. What are the differences among quoting, paraphrasing, and summarizing? These 3 ways of incorporating other writers' work into your own writing differ according to the closeness of your writing to the source writing. Quotations must be identical to the original using a narrow segment of the source. They must match the source document word for word and must be attributed to the original author. Paraphrasing involves putting a passage from source material into your own words. The paraphrase must also be attributed to the original source. Paraphrase material is usually shorter than the original passage, taking a somewhat broader segment of the source and condensing it slightly. Summarizing involves putting the main ideas into your own words, including the main points. Once again, it is necessary to attribute summarized ideas to the original source. Summaries are significantly shorter than the original and take a broad overview of the source material. We are going to be looking at the book The Outsiders to practice an MLA citation. I wrote 2 of my favorite quotes from The Outsiders on this slide. Maybe the 2 different worlds we lived in weren't so different. We saw the same sunset. You still have a lot of time to make yourself be what you want. There's still lots of good in this world. If I were to do a proper citation for this, I'm going to look at a template for an MLA citation for a book with one author. I will first write the author's last name and then the first name, period. I will put the title of the book and I will italicize that. I will put the city of the publication, name of the publisher, year published, and the medium, which is print. It's very important that you look at this template and you use the commas and the periods and the colons where I have put them. It is not only important to have the right last name, first name, title of the book, etc. It is important to have the correct punctuation. Here's my template that we can use and that you can actually print out to use for other citations. Where do I get this information from? Well, the author and the title are easy. They are on the front of the page. They are on the front cover of the book. But what about the rest? Here are a couple pictures of The Outsiders. So, the author is Haynes, comma, first name Simon, period. The Outsiders. And when I looked inside on my copyright page, I found that the publisher was in New York, Penguin Books, published in 1997, and it is a print material. Sometimes you need to do an in-book citation, which means you are copying something directly that the author wrote, and you want to put it in your paper. So here's my quotation. You still have a lot of time to make yourself be what you want. There's still a lot of good in the world. To quote in MLA format in text citations, you put the phrase in quotations, add the author's last name, and the page number in parentheses. For example, the best definition of art is beauty plus pity. The author was Nabokov, and it was on page 251. MLA in text citations, the basics. Summary. MLA style is most commonly used to write papers and cite sources within the liberal arts and humanities. This resource updated to reflect the MLA handbook offers examples for the general format of MLA research papers, in-text citations, and notes, footnotes, and the works cited page. Let's start practicing.